Hello. How you doing?
Hello, is this Dazzle?
Yeah, it's Dazzle.
Yes, how you doing? I want to know if I can book a reading or if you're available for a reading.
Yes, always. What's on your mind?
Okay, so I think my baby father's sleeping with the girl next door.
What?
And yes, because she always looking at me funny. She never really speak. But every time I'm with him, it's like she speak and be giggly, like doing this like a side eye thing. I think it's like a woman's intuition thing. He say I'm tripping, but I know I'm not. He don't do nothing for me, nothing for my kids. And the other day, I found like a Gucci receipt in his armrest, and just coincidentally, she had like some.
Alright, we're gonna figure.
Hello, am I speaking with Dazzle?
Yeah, honey, you speaking to Dazzle.
Yes, oh my god, I'm so glad you answered the phone. I'm stressed the fuck out. I need a fucking reading. This really is blowing me. Everything is fucking blowing me. It seems like everything is going fucking right for me.
Okay.
Are you gonna be able to do that for me? Do you have time?
Oh yes, I have enough time. Go ahead. All you gotta do is relax. If you drink, get your sip. If you smoke, take your hit. And we're gonna do this tarot reading, and we're gonna put you on your right path. Okay?
Yeah.
Girl, I'm back. Hello, friend. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know, it's your girl Dazzle. Hit that notification bell so you can be updated on when I go live and when I do uploads. And if you would like to book a private reading, all you have to do is go ahead into the description box and everything is down there, or you can see the banner that's going across, and you can see how you can get a private reading, or if you want to just donate. And again, I did it in my previous video today, but shout out to Dorcas for donating to my channel. Love you much. And hold on 1 second, you guys. I gotta let my dog, my fur baby, who's always bothering me, I have to let him back into the house, y'all. Hold on. I'm back. I let that. First of all, I had to let Lex back in. So, boom. Okay, so let's see what's going on here before I start. Hey, Queen Goddess. You said your cards were right. I am not pregnant. I'm so happy about this because I ain't ready for no baby. I've been following your channel since 2018 or 2019. Girl, thank you for always supporting. And I plan to do right by my channel and just give all my commentary and all my love to this channel again. So, but we're here today to talk about something. Now, if you hear some squeaking in the background, that's because my fur baby, again, he wants to play with his chew toy. Oh my God. I don't understand. As soon as I press record, go live, he's always around doing some stuff. He never does anything until I get on this freaking laptop. I don't get it. Like he makes sure I'm sitting down talking before he just start getting into stuff and playing with stuff. I don't know. Anywho, today we are going to be talking about Miss Jaguar, Wright, Jacqueline Suzette Wright, and we want to know, is she a witch? Is she giving succubus? Is it giving Jezebel spirit, or is it all both, or all three of them? You know what I'm saying? So she's been on this YouTube street for a while, since the pandemic, and really a lot of people fell in love with her because of her storytelling, right? And how she's committed to the story and how she tells the story about the industry and the elites. And since she was a singer that had a time in those circles, people believed everything she said. Since then, She's been backtracking, and everyone is finding out that she, in fact, be lying, like I told y'all. But however, she has this following, right? And if we were to believe in such things, we know that people who are stands, they're in a sense underneath of a spell, right? And we also know that words are spells itself. So when you can master the art of storytelling and master the art of, using your words to convince people of things, you in fact might just be a witch. And then when we look at her and all the things she's been doing on YouTube, what she's been doing with other content creators, getting them to fight, getting them to argue, getting them to be at odds, manipulating, gaining a crew and then ditching them and getting a new crew with promises and things like that. We have to figure out, because to be honest with you, she does exhibit signs of a succubus and a Jezebel, right? So a lot of people want to know, right? So before we get into anything, we know what witchcraft is. I mean, we're not stupid. You're on a tarot channel. See, tarot is just a tool of metaphysical science. It's a tool of divination. Me, myself, I use it because guess what? I enjoy doing it. It is part of my calling. And when I use it, I'm mostly using my crown chakra, right? And that's how it happens for me. So, and then, tarot really in itself is really just helping you. It's almost like therapy. It's helping you see it clearly. And it's helping you to see, if you keep going down the path that you might be going, what could it lead to and how to avoid it or how to run to it. Like things like that. It's helping you and your higher self gain clarity about what's going on with you or a situation, person, place, or thing. That's how I look at it. So it is a tool of divination. It's a tool of metaphysical science. But witchcraft, though, people frown upon it. I don't. Which for me equals Wicca, which means worshiping the earth, loving the earth, using herbal medicines, things like that, right? Back in the day, during the Spanish Inquisition, and during the Salem witch trials, women were burned at the stake because they considered witchcraft as such as a woman knowing how to use herbal medicine, being, talking back to their husband. Matter of fact, they was using it. I'm going to tell you. And I'm saying all this to say, now that we're at the Salem witch trials, let me just say this. Isn't it funny that a lot of the people who were charged and convicted and executed were people who were being accused of witchcraft because their neighbors were jealous? So, in fact, the witchcraft really was the accusations and the convincing people that innocent person was in fact canoodling with the devil. So those were actually the people who were doing witchcraft. And if we're talking about Jaguar Wright, technically she would have been one of the accusers in the Salem witch trial. Okay? So therefore, there's a sense that yes, she does do witchcraft. And she does it by the power of manipulation, the power of storytelling, the fact that you can be an actor. Okay? So she's doing all those things. Like when she said that Jay-Z and P. Diddy. No, she said Jay-Z and her was in a relationship, and that's a lie. she said that Jay-Z did the worst to her, raped her, and then backpedaled and pussy popped out of it. But when she said it, you can see that when she said it, she was very convincing. But when she backpedaled and pussy popped and called it AI, now when you go back to it, you can see the acting and you can see the art of manipulation, the art of the storytelling, the putting your emotions in it and things like that. She's a good singer. She's a neo soul singer. Neo soul singers sing with their emotions and their storytelling and things like that. So she is using that. She is using her gifts and she's manipulating it. That's witchcraft to me. So I can understand why people may think that. And then also she's told people in around about in your window ways that she does this, that, and the third. But I do remember when Miss Cortita Dean walked with the ancestors and bound her with a cow tongue. Now, if we're talking about spell work, a cow tongue is used to shut you the fuck up. That's what it's really used for. To shut you the fuck up. To stop speaking negative and to stop speaking bullshit. Right? So, and you can do a little extra with it and do a little extra and do a little extra. But that scared the shit out of Jaguar. So I'm thinking to myself, well, since she say she do this and she say she do that, what you scared about this for? You should know how to combat it, right? But is it that your gift is to only be able to manipulate others who don't know about you? Then I find it funny that, you do hear stories like Legina Gold, Angela Owusu, a.k.a. R. Kelly's daughter and stuff, talking about how she was lighting candles and talking about how they went to the Babalao and stuff. And what it really told me is the Babalao was trying to tell y'all to stop doing what y'all doing. Y'all really want to follow this path, and y'all need to stop doing what y'all be doing. Lying on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at all that, and then I'm thinking, does she do witchcraft? So let's go ahead and ask. Let's get into it. Right? Let's go ahead and get into it and get it out the way. Now, mind you, I got my hoodie on, Matter of fact, I don't know. Maybe I'll let y'all see my scarf face. Because, yeah. You want me to be the bad guy. That's that Jaguar shit. So let me get into the energy of Jaguar. She want to be off her Scarface shit. I don't know. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask first we're going to do Oracle. We're going to do Sign of the Times, right? Let's ask about spiritual gifts when it comes to Jaguar that she is using, right? Her spiritual gifts. Tell me about Jaguar Wright's gifts. What is she? Oh, it's coming out. You see this? I can tell you right now, Jaguar Wright decided that she was going to take the keys and drive her own destiny by going on the internet and speaking evil. Speaking evil. Y'all say expose, but I say speaking evil. Because if we shall expose, if you are a truth teller, and that's the other thing, if you are really a truth teller, you don't tell your truth, you tell the truth. Now, if you say you're this and you're that, if you come out and be like, yeah, oh, have you ever been to Denny parties? Yeah, several, many. And then you turn around and go on Pierce Morgan and be like, I never went to the parties. That means you're lying. Those are two different conflicting testimonies. You're lying. So let's tell the truth. That's what a real truth teller do. A storyteller tells a story that may be fact or fiction. Stories are either fact or fiction. It's just a story. So she's a storyteller, not a truth teller. And when you tell a story, someone has to be the hero and someone has to be the villain. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, when she decided to take the keys and control her own destiny because she was tired of living the way that she was living, she decided to get up on that internet, get up on her computer, get up on her phone, and she decided to speak evil. And she decided to cultivate the audience that are conspiracy theorists and eat the rich. That's what happened with her. So give me her spiritual gifts and then tell me what's going on with her spiritual gifts. 1, 2, 3. Okay. She doesn't listen to her ancestors. She's not grounded. That's the back of this energy, okay? She's not grounded. So if you think she's grounded, she's not grounded, okay? She doesn't tap in. Matter of fact, I'll be honest with you. I also think she needs an altar, right? And the whole time, I don't even have an altar, but if anybody needs one, she needs one. I probably need one too, but I do different stuff. You know, I think about things differently. But for you guys who believe in that, she probably would be a good candidate for an altar, right? Because she needs to tap in. She needs to be grounded. She needs to tap into her ancestry, her roots. She needs to tap into the people who has passed. And to be more technical, I don't know, her mom comes up, right? You have this crown right here in the reverse, right? This is personal power. I told you she felt like she was not in control of her own life, of her own destiny. It was all chaos, all in the array. She did not like the way she was living, okay? But it also talks about your crown chakra. So let's ask this. I am going to Google this. When you're blocked in your crown chakra, okay. Symptoms of a blocked crown chakra may include, and she might have this, headaches, fatigue, insomnia, poor coordination, dizziness, and sensitivity to light. She can be depressed. She can have anxiety, confusion, lack of purpose, disconnection from others, and loneliness. Mental is difficulty concentrating, brain fog, lack of creativity, rigid thinking, and closed-mindedness, spiritual loss of connection to the divine, lack of spiritual awareness, feeling disconnected from the world, inability to assess higher consciousness, resistance to change. It's important to note that these symptoms can also be caused by other factors. Of course, I don't know when the last time she's been to the doctors, but the blockage in the crown emotionally manifests in the form of a lack of purpose. She's on the internet too much. The internet is her life. Okay, she decided to be a YouTuber and live her life out loud. But however, you do need to live your life in the world, the real world, right? Confusion. That's just not you being confused. That can be causing confusion. Distraction. She's very distracted. Lack of focus, feeling isolated, depression, and essential crisis, inability to let go of certain attachments or limiting beliefs and emotional blockages. She's dealing with all that with that crown chakra right here, right? The medical staff, this is healing in the reverse. She's decided to not heal. You ever seen someone going through a health crisis and the ambulance come and all of a sudden they want to get their shit together? I don't want to go. I don't want to go to the hospital. I'm good. Y'all can leave. And so the EMTs have to make you sign something and say, hey, I refuse medical attention. Yeah, she's one of those people that don't want to help. She do need to take medication. Matter of fact, the medication will help her in a lot of other ways. She would still have her personality. She'd just be balanced. Okay. Some people feel like they're more interesting without the medication. But you will still be you. Unless you like chaos, right? So some people feel like they like chaos. They like the voices in their head and shit, whatever. And then you have sunflower, which is action. So you have this person who's feeling all of this and stuff, and now they feel like they're on YouTube blossoming and they're doing this thing and doing this thing. But see, this is a sunflower, though. The sunflower in the middle of it is many seeds, right? And the thing is, many seeds of what? What are you putting seeds of what in? Like, what is the seeds about? Are you sowing seeds in people's minds about people who you are not healed from or feel like did something to you? And mind you, you can feel like someone did something to you, but that doesn't mean they did something to you. So that's the witchcraft of it all. You're sowing seeds of distrust in people's mind. Okay. If you yourself is unbalanced and you're speaking to the masses, you're sowing seeds of unbalanced energy in them. Okay. And also, that's what I don't like about certain conspiracy theories and conspiracy readers who swear to God everything is the elite and every death that happens is because it was Illuminati and stuff. You are making people live in fear. That's just like those doomsday people who be like, well, May 10th is when the world's going to end. Why do you want people to live in fear? God did not create humans to live in fear. He created humans to have an experience and to elevate. So the fact that you sowing seeds of fear is demonic. That is evil for me. And when you sow seeds of fear and over anxiety, a lot of hate comes from fear. Fear of what you don't understand. Fear of what you don't know. That's where all the hate comes from. So you yourself is monetizing off of that, and you feel like you're blossoming and you're creating something for yourself because you felt like you had nothing and you were blocked energetically from getting anything. But the real fact is, if you would heal and balance out, you'd live a happier life. But this is what it is. She feels happier sowing seeds of fear. That's what that is. So let's see. So therefore, she does do witchcraft. That's what I will say. That's her energy. And that's her gift. Her gift is storytelling. And she is manipulating that gift. Her gift is that. So let's do this. Let's talk about being a succubus. What is a succubus, right? So let me go ahead and put my avatar up because we're going to listen to what a succubus is. So let's listen to what a succubus is. What is a succubus? So let's see. This saying how to spot a succubus. We can start on that. And shout out to this YouTuber. Let them do their little, let them make their money with their little commercial. So let's see.
That like to loosh, steal your energy. That like to siphon the drain.
Okay, so this is from Miss Chloe Hudson. Shout out to her. This is from 3 years ago. And we can listen to what she says is a succubus, right? Go ahead.
There are many different types of entities that like to loosh, steal your energy, They like to siphon the drain. So the frequency signature of succubi has more to do with a seductive allure. The traditional iconic succubus is a beautiful, sexual, female siren type seductress. It is often sexualized, and that is a very common type of succubus, though the succubus is not isolated to female by any means, because after all, a lot of the times these entities, like most entities, pop into a host, and they're siphoning the host, and then they move through the host to access someone else. So this could come as male, female, what have you. Now, the frequency signature, again, it's temptation. There's some kind of an allure. Though what's interesting that I've noticed for me, and I think this has more to do with that I know about succubi, so I'm registering.
So think about it. She does have an allure, right? And within her allure and within the storytelling, it always goes sexual, right? And everybody who's actually, who is a CC, who's worked with her, they said that she's draining, okay? Just draining. So it makes sense, right?
I'm dealing with this. But if you are intuitive enough to suspect or register that you're interacting with, or you possibly are, a succubus, then there's some kind of repulsive undertone. So if you're experiencing a succubus, at some point you're going to feel some level of repulsion to the energy. It's just kind of like the counter swing to the seduction and temptation. There's always a tell. If you are a succubus and suspect this about yourself, then you will notice that at times people are repulsed by you. And this, again, could be an...
Tell me that people don't get repulsed by her. Even her old Mars used to talk about how she was just doing too much. And they would hate to speak to her sometimes. And then they knew she was lying about stuff. And then the whole time they was helping her lie. But go ahead.
Tone, because that's not the type of thing that people often share with another, or even that somebody wants to correlate to another person. Because we often feel things we don't know has anything to do necessarily with the person around us. We're just registering our feelings, right? Okay, so the most common types of succubi that I'm noting here as an example is one, the easiest one to identify, we've already spoken about, is the sexual siren seduction type, female or male. This type of succubus will be very attractive, possibly erotic, alluring, what have you. It could be anywhere from, down and dirty, nitty-gritty porn star to just cute little next door type, or the handsome debonair man, walking down the street.
Okay, so what type do y'all think Jaguar is? We've heard stories about her having sex with just with anybody, right? And she even tried to have sex for some oxtail. It was like the oxtail or jerk chicken. She was gonna get that man a blowjob for some free jerk chicken. But go ahead.
There's a sexual element to it, and their specific type of siphoning is sexual, which makes it more obvious, right? The next type of succubus that I'm going to use as an example is going to be a money drain. So my example here is, do you have a partner, or are you a partner that is constantly draining your partner's money, or you're being drained of money? There's always more going out the door. It's never enough, no matter what is given or received. Money.
And what does she do? She goes online and asks for money. She wants people to help her. Before she was with her new dude, Odell, before that apartment, she wanted people to help her get hotels. So she would be online begging for money, $1 a view, whatever the case may be. She would sing, do karaoke and stuff like that. Then she would also ask her mods for help. So you had a lead mod named Kimmy Love constantly helping her get hotels. And it was just a money pit with her. I mean, but the whole time she was getting paid for the interviews. So when she would do these interviews, the lives would get greater because, the more she would, put some sauce on it, the more people would watch. And she was popping. So they paid her for the interview. And she'll put some sauce on stuff. But it's a money pit with her.
It keeps going out the door. Your partner is never fully satisfied with what they have. They always want more. But at the same time, you're seduced by this. Maybe you want to please your partner. Hopefully you do want to please your partner. And they also give back because it is a give and take, but you've definitely noticed this.
Yeah, the CCs get the views and get money too. But she also gets money. So even when it comes to her hopping on people's channels for long periods of time, every time, the whole time it's like a symbiotic relationship, but it's her leeching off of you, really. What's up, Dorcas? It's her leeching off of you, really.
Cycle. That one is less obvious than the sexual succubus, but more obvious than the business siphon. So a business succubus is going to siphon your time. They are going to siphon your sweat equity. They are going to steal your ideas and claim them as their own.
That's what she is. She's a business succubus on YouTube. She does do that. She would sit there and listen to her quote unquote haters. She likes them the most. And she steals their lingo and she steals their ideas.
All the while being suave enough to seem on the up and up with you and stay friends with you while continuing to take and get you to do more than you're currently earning. This could be a coworker, could also be a boss. Now, that allure is going to be a bit different with business, right? The allure might be you're going to earn more money, or you're hoping to get a raise, or a job title boost, or just please your boss, what have you. And in my opinion, the most difficult time.
And that's what these CCs be hoping. They be hoping they get more views. They hope they get more subscribers, and they do. So they're pleasing the succubus. So it's a symbiotic relationship. So I'm thinking she might be a succubus, but we're going to read on it. We're going to listen to her a little bit more than we're about to read.
Type of succubus to spot is the psychic drain. This type of succubus is going to siphon your psychic energy, your emotional energy, your loosh. And this could be anyone in your vicinity or field. All they have to do is get access to you. Now, how do we recognize and spot these succubus? There is absolutely a cycle that will play out. So the first that's going to happen is the trap. You become the bait. This will be set through seduction or allure, right? It could be as obvious as, being sexualized. Maybe you're going to a strip club, or you're watching porn, or you're having a one-night stand. That type of allure, it's really obvious. It's sexual, it's sensual, it's erotic, it's passionate, what have you, okay? If it's business, it's going to be performing at the job, making the money, impressing your boss, staying on, a good rapport with your coworkers. If it's your partner, it could also be sexual. It might just be pleasing your partner. It could be the emotional tie, the engagement. It could be, trauma bonding, what have you.
And she does trauma bond too. Oh my God, it's a lot. So let's figure out if she's a succubus, and then we're going to go if she's a Jezebel. We already figured out that she does do witchcraft via her storytelling and the power of the tongue. But she's not balanced and she's not grounded. And she's not connecting with nobody's not her ancestors at all. Okay. And a lot of it is to do with her mental illness that she does not want to talk about or, shed light on, because she doesn't want to take the medicine, because she feels like she's more colorful without the medicine, right? Like most people that don't want to take medicine, right? She feel like she'll be, contained, blocked. But in reality, if she used her powers for good and she told the truth and not a story, I think she'll be a better person, right? So let's go ahead and ask if she's a succubus. Spirit, give me the energy about Jaguar, right? Is she a succubus? Does she have succubus energy? Is there a succubus attached to this woman? You got the 7 of Swords right here and the 2 of Pentacles. And we just heard about being a succubus. That's telling you something. That's telling you a lot. The 7 of Swords is being sneaky, trying to get away with stuff. Even theft, right? And then there's about money. There's about a balance. She said, I think she's both, Dazzle. She might be. But let's see. I think she both too, but I want to see what it says. 1, 2, 3. Page of Wands, Ace of Cups, and the King of Cups in the reverse. The Page of Wands come in with these bright ideas, energetic, full of creativity, action, passion, talks about enterprise relationships. So if she was going to be a succubus, that is a yes, right? But if she was going to be a succubus, she will be one that is going to be, if it's pertaining to YouTube, is going to be about content and about the money, right? About the creativeness of it, right? So she's going to come in with all this fresh creative energy to your platform, and she's going to bring that. And with the Ace of Cups, it's like a new love offering, helping your channel, helping you, right? Helping you grow. But the whole time, it's also the King of Cups. There's manipulation in it, okay? So it's really is not bastardized, it's twisted, okay? So it's very much so twisted, but it's about money at the end of the day. It's all about money and how she can get money. That's what it's about. So she's a succubus in that way. Yes, she is a succubus, okay? So let's talk about being a Jezebel. Now, she does have a Jezebel spirit. And I told somebody they had a Jezebel spirit before, and that fucked them up for days. Because I guess it was true. So, what is a Jezebel spirit? We're going to talk about what a Jezebel spirit is, and then we're going to talk about how she acts like a Jezebel. May or may not act like that. So, what is the Jezebel spirit? Biblical mysteries. And it's going to be from the legends of history.
I'm a professional trainer. And here
okay, they got to pay bills. I hate this. I hate it when they got to pay bills, y'all.
It's rooted in the biblical story of Queen Jezebel, where it has evolved into a somewhat loaded term, usually used to describe a manipulative or evil woman. There are a variety of interpretations as to what constitutes a Jezebel spirit, with some determining it can relate to the slyness of a woman or the cunning of a woman, or anything between her teaching of false doctrine or indulging in debaucherous sexual activity. Whilst the term Jezebel spirit never appears in the Bible certainly has a lot to say about Jezebel herself. In today's episode, we'll be looking at where the term Jezebel spirit may have come from, what it means in terms of characteristics, and whether it represents something more profound, perhaps something of a spiritual archetype. We first see the appearance of Jezebel, daughter of Ethbaal, king of the Sidonians, in the first book of Kings, where the wicked king Ahab marries her so that she may assist in leading Israel into the worship of the pagan deity Baal. It isn't until chapter 18, however, do we see Jezebel commit her first act of wickedness by condemning all of the prophets of the Lord to death, effectively silencing anyone who wasn't promoting Baal.
Okay, so what does Jaguar do? She comes in, and we're talking about her being a content creator. And we are talking about her in her relationships too, because it seemed like when she gets into a relationship with somebody, and you do have to understand that everybody has a past. Everybody had a past before they started being with you. Like, for instance, let's talk about TJ when she was in her lesbian relationship with TJ. She knew that TJ still had unfinished business with her girlfriend and the kids that they both raised. She waged war against her girlfriend Aisha and the children. Right? So it was one of those things like, okay, you have to not like them to deal with me, right? So we have to wage war on them. You have to basically forsake them, forsake the children, and forsake her. That's what it sounds like, right? And then when it comes to YouTube, if you're cool with her, you can't like nobody. You can't like nobody that she dislikes, right? Even though that is your YouTube channel and you have say so, you are the content creator and you can create and collaborate with whatever or whoever you want to create and collaborate with. She feels like if she is collaborating with you, you can't be cool with nobody and everybody's a troll but her. And you have to disrespect people who she wants to disrespect. You have to block people that even though if they like you, because she don't like you, you have to block them and things like that. So that's the type of person she is. And that does sound like Jezebel in the biblical terms.
To see her wickedness in chapter 21 of the Book of Kings, where we learn that her husband, King Ahab, wished to purchase a vineyard from Naboth, the Jezreelite. Naboth, however, refused to sell it to the king, as deep down, he believed he would be going against the Lord in allowing Ahab to have it. This led to Ahab becoming deflated, and whilst he was sulking about not being able to obtain the vineyard, Jezebel had other ideas. Instead of taking no for an answer, like her husband had done, Jezebel orchestrated false charges against Naboth, which would not only see...
And what does Jaguar do? Because the industry did not see fit to make her a megastar, she did not want to take no for an answer. She decided, because she had been living a life of poverty, she decided to go out and go ahead and make vicious statements and claims about the people that she felt should have done something for her. Sounds like Jezebel to me.
To his execution, but also the acquisition of the vineyard by Ahab. Like many characters in the Bible, though, Jezebel also got her just desserts. She met her fate when taunting Elijah, arguably her arch nemesis, and the only one bold enough during that...
And the whole time she hate real truth tellers. If anybody ever told the truth to her, she hates them. Like, for instance, she hate anybody that talks about the fact that, look, you did say Jay-Z raped you. No, it was not AI. You cannot create an AI video doing a live streaming on StreamYard. There's nothing AI that you can't edit nothing on StreamYard that's live. You cannot. And that's what they were using. And she had her old other friend, Just D, lie and say that it was AI. Like, it's a whole video of Just D saying that it was AI. And so because what she does is that when she doesn't find any use for you, then she just go ahead on and dog you out. So when she did that to Just D, I sure enough said, well, look, she did you dirty. You were an asset to her. Why? Because you even pushed her lie about the whole thing being AI. And Just D got so mad. But the whole time, it was the truth. When you tell people the truth, such as a Jaguar and people who think like her, the Jezebel spirit do not like it. They hate you. They hate you. They will distance themselves from you.
That time to stand up to her, whereby she was thrown from a window and subsequently trampled by a horse. When attempting to recover her body in order to give it a royal burial, the Bible tells us that her body had been consumed.
Mind you, that's what's going to happen to Jaguar. What's going to happen is she's going to be trampled by the proverbial horse. She's going to be trampled by, what does a horse represent? It could be power. It could be movement. It can be stepping forward, moving on. She's going to be trampled by change, right? We're living in the age of Aquarius. People think the age of Aquarius is just talking about celebrities and how what the fuck they do. No, it's about everybody, and it's about a shift in consciousness. By the end of what we're dealing with, people will not look at Jaguar as a truth teller. They're not going to look at nobody like Jaguar as a truth teller. Why? Because they're going to see the whole picture, not the story. They're going to see the truth, not a truth, the truth. The truth is realer than a truth. And that's what they're going to go with. Jaguar tells a story that could be either fact or fiction. About time we get finished with the age of Aquarius beating the shit out of us, we're going to look at Jaguar and we're not going to look at her as a truth teller. Period. Because she's going to be stompled over by the horse of enlightenment and change and consciousness shifting.
By the dogs. In the book of Revelation, the name Jezebel appears once more in conjunction with a false prophetess in the church of Thyatira. Here she is accused of leading believers into sexual immorality and into the worshipping of false idols. Her influence is condemned with a severe warning that if she does not repent, along with her followers, both will meet with grisly consequences.
Hold on, this is off topic, but I want to ask y'all, please interact with this one. Do y'all believe that the devil, if we were in Revelations, right? And this is the end. Do you really think do y'all believe the devil will be someone that you can point out or someone who commands followers? Because I believe that if we're talking about the end days, I believe the devil would come across as someone who would be a truth teller, who would be somebody that commands an audience, that commands a group of people to think away. They wouldn't be the obvious suspect. You guys think that these celebrities that are doing whatever you think they're doing are the bad guys, when really, if you really look at, because see, people don't tell the whole truth. They only tell their truth. They don't tell the truth. If you really look at the whole thing, if you step back, all the way back, and look at the whole picture, and you see what everybody's doing, you'll see that the devil is in the details. Like, I almost feel like, because the Jezebel spirit has been tainted by evil. So I almost feel like there's some evil in her, right? And if we're living in the end days, would that not prosper? You're going to have people in the end times who will lead you astray, right? And if we're just going to talk about it, let's talk about it. They're going to convince you that the world, you can't trust nobody, and that would turn you away from your brethren. Just because your brethren have money and you don't, you can't trust them. You can't like them. You can't love them. That's evil. That's fear. Fear, living in fear. If someone is making you live in fear, that is evil. Okay? That's real evil. If you listen to people that try to make you feel like everybody is evil, now don't get me wrong, the world is not a harmonious place. People do shit. But if you actually listen to people that only make you feel like everything is bad and they don't even give you a good thing about anything, but if you watch their actions, the same thing they say is bad, they want to do, that's a problem. Like even when Jaguar, when she was talking about Rick Ross, she basically painted him as evil, but when she got the opportunity to be on the carpet with him, she was all love with him. So I'm like, well, how do you say in one breath that you don't want to be pictured or taking a picture with a monster or evil person, and you didn't say that Rick Ross was evil, but you are smiles and giggly and just chummy with Rick Ross. So is he evil or is he cool? That's how you know that she's evil, because she wants you to believe everybody is evil. That's the problem. That's what evil people do. That's what the devil do. If we're just gonna, talk on those terms, that's what the devil do. He makes you distrust everybody, while the same people that he told you to distrust, he chilling with. I mean, that's just what it is.
Perhaps not at all unlike the consequences Queen Jezebel met with in the Book of Kings.
Mm-hmm.
We are told, "Nevertheless, I have this against you. You tolerate that woman Jezebel, who calls herself a prophet. By her teaching, she misleads my servants into sexual immorality and the eating of food sacrificed to idols. I have given her time to repent of her immorality, but she is unwilling. So I will cast her on a bed of suffering, and I will make those who committed adultery with her suffer intensely, unless they repent of her ways. I will strike her children dead. Then all the churches will know that I am."
Now, y'all ain't gonna like this. Now, y'all want, we want to figure out if she's a Jezebel. Did her son not pass away? Okay, since we are on this tip, her son, she would like to say it's because of Jay-Z and stuff like that. No, it wasn't. Her son was at a party. Her son got into it with people. He started getting hyphy and started threatening people. Started threatening people to shoot said people. And that said people took it seriously. So that said people shot him. So when the investigation took place, the investigator actually told Jaguar Wright what happened. And basically asked her, does she want to proceed? And when that happened, Jaguar understood that the boy who unalived her son did it in self-defense because her son was out there acting like he wanted to unalive him and be hyphy. But then here's the funny part. After the fact, and after you signed those papers to not pursue and things like that, you go on Facebook and, try to rally the people and say it was unjust. And basically your son was gunned down and he's not getting justice. Acting in two different ways. And even when Sean Every Way contacted that person, the investigator, you know what I'm saying? Like I forgot what it's called. The detective, the detective was like, I didn't know she felt that way. Because when I talked to her, it's a different story. So, yeah. But that Jezebel spirit that she got going on, yes, that makes sense. It makes perfect sense.
Am he who searches hearts and minds, and I will repay each of you according to your deeds. As we can see, there are three main incidents that characterize Jezebel, and may allow for a definition as to what is meant by the Jezebel spirit. Put simply, it is a derogatory comparison to one who is acting just as the Jezebels of the Bible, one who is calculative, scheming, controlling, and as the Revelation account tells us, sexually immoral.
They will actually pay you.
Alright,
for
so
just
I'm going to say
playing their
this
game.
though. I want y'all to know the signs of a Jezebel though. 5 characteristics of a Jezebel spirit. Okay. And then we're going to ask, is that her? So we already know that she does act like that. Like if you actually follow this woman and you followed her for a long time and you're honest with yourself, you will know. Stop, Lex. You will know. Stop, Lex. Why are you bothering me? Like, why are you doing that? My baby wants to bark because he heard someone else barking outside. So now he wants to bark. Craziness, right? So if you've been following her this whole time and you are honest and you're not going to drink Kool-Aid, you're going to be honest with yourself. We're all grown. We all seen everything that has happened. You will feel like she might be a Jezebel. She just might be. So let's figure that out. Let's see what the Jezebel spirit really does to a person. Okay. 5 characteristics of the Jezebel spirit, and then we're going to sit there and read. We're going to do tarot about it.
Jezebel. The name rings a bell, doesn't it? If you've read 1st or 2nd Kings, then you're familiar with the Phoenician princess who later married King Ahab. Jezebel is recognized.
Yeah, we already heard that. We already know who Jezebel is.
As one of the most evil, cunning, and manipulative figures in the Bible. Not only was she a worshiper of the pagan gods Baal and Asherah, but her demonic, manipulative influence affected her husband Ahab, and she influenced him to worship them too.
Did that not affect her husband Goomba though?
And it didn't stop
Did that not affect her first husband too?
there. She hated anyone who worshipped the true God of Israel, Yahweh. She used her power as the queen.
Now here's the mind fuck. She'll say she worships Yahweh and shit like that, but then she'll run behind it. See, you can't serve 2 masters. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm a spiritualist, but I do love the Lord at the end of the day. And people don't understand how that could be. But how whole time it just is what it is. But with her, she'll tell you, oh, she does this, she does trafficking, pimping, but she also is an advert Christian, and then on the other hand, she's a witch. So, I mean, she's telling you all these things that don't add up, right? Which makes it evil. The devil is what? The author of chaos and confusion. Very confusing.
Not to do good, but to do evil and to kill God's prophets. But there was one prophet she couldn't get to, and that was Elijah. He exposed the false gods by way of a contest between Baal and Yahweh, proving to all onlookers that the God of Israel is the only true God. He then ordered the prophets of Baal to be killed, which angered Jezebel so much that she then threatened to kill Elijah, which caused him to flee. We know Jezebel's end, which was prophesied by Elijah. She was thrown out her window by her servants, and later trampled by horses and her body devoured by dogs. She had been given a chance to repent after she had heard of the outcome of the conflict.
And technically, what's going to happen to Jaguar is that she's going to be trampled by change and the shift of consciousness. And what's going to happen is she's just a YouTuber. She's going to be devoured by the YouTubers. That's what's going on right now.
Test and the prophecy of her gruesome death. Yet she chose to continue to walk in the way of darkness. Yes, Jezebel died and has long been forgotten by many. However, her spirit still exists today and can manifest itself in the behavior or actions of people around us.
Mm-hmm.
We need to recognize these characteristics and be on guard against the people who exhibit them. So how can we recognize when the spirit of Jezebel is in operation? I believe that it's a spirit that has many characteristics, and I want to highlight the most evident ones so that you can assess and be alert to this spirit should you encounter it. One of Jezebel's most obvious traits was her controlling nature. We can see this from...
Is she not controlling? Does she not control people's channels? Does she not control everything if you let her? Friend or content creator, she does that.
Way she controlled her husband and also her nation's religious views. She wanted to use her power to advance her own agendas and did so without regard for...
Is she not doing that?
...those around her. And I am sure you will agree with me that there are people in this day and age who also have this same controlling nature. They may...
Well, I ain't got time to do all that. Let's go ahead and do this reading. Because we see what she be doing, right? I mean, y'all don't really need to hear it all to see what she be doing. So let's go ahead and see if she's a Jezebel. All right. So, does Jaguar Wright has a Jezebel spirit about her? Is she tainted with the Jezebel spirit? Is she tainted with the Jezebel spirit? Oh, God. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Yes, she is. One big indication that Jaguar is tainted with the Jezebel spirit, she wants to control men. This King of Swords that's in the reverse, of course, the King of Swords is a manipulator and a liar. But guess what? Guess who's controlling him? Most likely, you see this card right here. There's a female in the background that's controlling him and manipulating him to feel however he feels and say whatever the fuck he's saying. So, therefore, that's what she likes to do. If you are in contact with her as a male, she wants to basically manipulate and control your train of thought and to make you go against your mother, your children, your baby mamas, your ex-girlfriends, your friends, your sister, your cousin, fuck, even the goddamn dog, if she wants to. That's what she would do. She makes plans for expansion for her own purpose. She sits there, that's that 201. She sits and she causes problems. With that 7 of Pentacles is, guess what? She likes to sit there and sow seeds and take stock in what she's sown. What are these seeds? The 7 of Pentacles talks about stability, security, and wealth. Hard, concrete things. What is she sowing into? And why is she taking stock into it? This Fool card is right here. The spirit is saying that she acts foolish. Jezebel spirit. Period. So, I just told you she do witchcraft. I just sat there and just listened to a whole thing about succubi. And she is a succubus. That's what spirit is saying. Also, I had to ask the Lord about this. But she is a Jezebel. And you guys need to watch out for that. Don't just listen to everybody, okay, that's coming out with a story about the industry, because there's undertones of hate There's undertones of jealousy. There's undertones about a takeover the spirit. And in fact, if she could, she would be just like them. That's the crazy part. That's what I got from all that. And with that, I don't think I need to tell y'all anything else. I don't think I ever need to read on Jaguar no more. Because I think I told y'all every single thing that you guys need to know through the years. I never liked her energy. Every time I got her energy, I always got and somewhere along the line is always the Page of Swords in the reverse. That type of person will intentionally lie on you. She do intentional lies for self-gain. And I don't know, I mean, I guess it's always going to be people who operate in fear and need a big bad wolf. And for that, if you can be played, you will be played. That's just what it is. You will be played. And it's a dog eat dog world, but not everybody in the world and not everybody in the industry is evil. Okay. And you seen this woman be double-tongued, double-minded, and double disjointed, whatever. Y'all watched her. If y'all been watching her like I've been watching her, y'all watched her do it. She doing it now. How can you say, I even watched her with AT2 talking about something I gave misleading information. Do you know what misleading means? Misleading, I would get, let me Google that just to make sure I get y'all get a clear understanding of what misleading information means. And maybe that was a slip and she tried to explain it away, but misleading information is technically information that is inaccurate, incomplete, or intentionally designed to deceive, causes someone to believe something that is not true. She after a while, you let a liar keep talking and they tell you the truth. She wants y'all to believe something that is not true. She is leading you guys to believe things that are not true. And I don't fuck with that. And that's why I never fucked with her. That's why she was like, oh, I can never do anything right in your eyes. No, you can't. Because she don't like real truth tellers. She ain't gonna never like real truth tellers. She like people who agree with her. She don't want nobody to tell the truth. She just wants to have people around that will spread her truth, which is misleading. Always remember that. It's misleading. And you guys are listening to a lot of people that mislead you. I never try to mislead you. When I read tarot, I read it honestly. I really do. And mind you, I tell you, I'm really not a conspiracy theory, but if I'm going to entertain it, let's do it. But I've never intentionally tried to mislead anybody. But she does it. It's an intentional lie, an intentional misinformation, intentional alternative facts. That Jezebel spirit of hers is heavy. She don't want to take lithium. She knows she got to take it. And y'all don't realize that she's lying until she lies on y'all. Okay? Until she try to discredit y'all. That's when you realize it. Crazy. That's what, no. Let me take that back. Y'all already knew she was lying. Y'all just took offense when she did it to you. Like any type of bully at a table. Y'all see C's be around this motherfucker entertaining her, knowing that she be sitting here stretching the truth and doing misleading information and having a Jezebel take over spirit and wanting y'all to be how she wants y'all to be and y'all be cool with it because y'all be getting money. But as soon as shit go awry, then y'all motherfuckers want to say I understand. And y'all see, because now she doing it to you. So, I don't know. But then, like I said, when I was talking about when I went on somebody's panel and they tried to disrespect me, but had the nerve to be fake woke, knowing that, I mean, if you was really woke, you would have knew I came in peace. Bitch, I just couldn't hear you. But the whole time, It told me one thing, and I already knew it. So I can't even be mad. What it is that some of you motherfuckers got that Jezebel spirit just like her, and y'all kindred, and y'all be attached. And that's how y'all get attached to her. Because like attracts like. So y'all sitting here talking all this shit about her, but yet and still, what I realized is when I rewatched that live that I jumped on panel, I looked at it differently. You motherfuckers ain't no different than her. Y'all doing the same shit that she's doing. Doxing people, talking shit to people, blocking people for no reason, having takeover spirits for no reason. All type of Jezebel shit. There's a lot of Jezebels out here in this world. And I hope, and Succubus in this world. And I hope y'all realize that shit. Like, for real. All that. And you guys, and mind you, like I said, in the Salem witch trials and also the Spanish Inquisition, the main people who were doing witchcraft was the people who were actually doing the executioning and the basically prosecuting people. Because most of these people that they were sitting there executing, they only killed them because they wanted something that they had. Your next door neighbor would sit there and accuse you of being a witch just to get your fucking land in your house. If that's not witchcraft and diabolical and evil, I don't know what is. And that reminds me of Jaguar. Jaguar will call CPS on you because she doesn't want you to be around your kids and your kids be happy and nothing is going on with your kids. She don't even have hers. One of them dead and the other one don't want her. She did not make good of a mother. She's not a good mother. But she gonna call CPS on you? Because you decided to give your daughter oodles and noodles to hold her over? No, that didn't happen to me. I'm talking about Tasha K when I'm talking about calling CPS. Yeah. That didn't happen to me. I watched her calling CPS on folks. All types of shit that Jaguar been doing. And I'm like, well, how can she be a freedom fighter? How can she really be a truth teller? How can she be an advocate? I watched her sit there with Jennifer Hub when it comes to Jennifer, who's actually was raped by Nicki Minaj's husband. She was. I watched her try to do a GoFundMe or whatever, just collecting money off this woman after this woman said that she didn't want money. She didn't want nobody to give her anything. But she decided to start a fundraiser or whatever for this woman. And the whole time she was collecting the money for herself. So I don't want to hear about her being an advocate of anything. She's not. She's a leech. She's a succubus. And yeah, she is a Jezebel. She's a liar. Yeah, she snakes every goddamn body. That's why I'm not doing the reading on her, because I think I said everything I needed to say and read everything I needed to read. The first time I read on her, I called her a liar. I pretty much called her a liar. And no one liked me when I said that. But that's the first energy I got from her. I was never moved by her first interview when she was quote unquote speaking on the energy, because I own the industry, because I just knew where it was coming from. I just felt it energetically. I did not like that woman. But I got intrigued, and it wasn't because of her per se. It was because I was trying to figure out why everybody else is intrigued. And it took me a little growth to understand that not everybody is going to see things the way you see it. And I understand that's like juvenile to think that, but when you think that everybody got some sense, they don't. They don't. They just don't. You know. But the one thing I live by, and the one thing y'all need to live by, whenever someone comes to you with a story, I remember you did before anyone. You said it. Yes, I sure did. Before anyone comes to you with a story, if someone comes to you with a story, and the only thing they can tell you is how evil everybody else is and what everybody else did to them, check that shit. Ask them, what did you do? That's how you that's how you figure out some stuff. Because if someone only tells you what other people did to them and what other people do, then you need to be worried. And I experienced that before. I experienced that with a roommate that I thought was my friend. And she was telling me how, she got kicked out from her friend's house. And she was like, oh, well, she just changed the locks and started hiding her pots and pans in her room, and she didn't understand why, and she just did it, and she just crazy, and she's a bad person, and she's evil. And I'm like, okay, well, initially I was like, hold on, but what did you do? What you mean what I do? I ain't do nothing. This her. She's crazy, right? Everybody made me feel bad. So I let this woman into my house thinking that she was my friend and she can be my roommate. Come to find out, this bitch had a takeover Jezebel spirit. And not only did she have a takeover Jezebel spirit, she thought she was going to move in her sister and her mama and thought she was going to get buck with me. The fuck you mean? Then got surprised when my family popped up. Oh, you thought I ain't had nobody because I lived in a 2-bedroom apartment by myself? The fuck? Like, yeah. And then come to find out, now I'm just ranting, but come to find out, her folks reached out to me a couple of months later and told me exactly what was going on. And the whole time, I didn't expect her to reach out to me on Facebook. That's when I still had my password and I was actually active on Facebook. That girl reached out to me on Facebook and told me everything. Whole time that girl was over her friend's house. Her friend let her live in her living room with her daughter. She tried to bring in her sister because obviously none of them got a place to stay. And they started trying to bully her to the point that she only felt comfortable being in her room and locking her door. And she would take all her pots and pans and everything of hers out of the living room, dining room, kitchen, and stuff like that. And then one day she just changed the locks. But then she gonna come to me and tell me that this bitch was the problem. No, it wasn't this bitch that was the problem. It was you and your Jezebel spirit. And that's the same thing with Jaguar. She came online and told you everything about everybody else instead of what the fuck she do. So y'all just believed her and ran with it. But then she decided to stay online and be a YouTuber because that's what she really want to be, because that's what it is. So she decided to stay online and be a YouTuber. And through time and experiences, people watching her, they realized that she's the problem. That's crazy, ain't it? I don't like that type of energy. And because I went through that type of energy before, I can smell it. Okay, I smelled that shit on her when she first came the fuck out. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck did you do? That's how I feel. After you've been scarred before, you feel like that old Bucks. Hold on, bitch. Don't be coming to me with no fucking story about everybody else, bitch. You was in the industry and you seen bad shit, but what the fuck was you doing in the industry, bitch? And why they don't like you? What the fuck? But then, you figured out why they don't like her. She got that spirit on her that's fucked up. But I ain't doing no more readings on this woman. This will be the last reading I do on this woman. The world is actually aware of what she is, and they're going to be more aware of what she is. And I'm so happy for her. I'm so happy this is happening, because guess what? She's going to get more popular, but it ain't going to be for what y'all think it is. She's going to find herself having to explain herself more and more. And I love that for her. I do. I really do. And with that being said, I love y'all for real. Give me some more ideas about what to read on, because I actually had fun with the mermaids. They're eating the mermaids. They're eating Ariel. Protect Ariel at all costs. Girl, I was loving it. I like the mermaids. But yeah, I love y'all for real. And I'm about to roll. I got to go to work tomorrow. And guess what? The Lord blessed me, right? So I'm gonna tell y'all what my job when you reach your year, you get 1 week off. They pay you out and you're off of the books period for 1 week, right? And then you come back and it's everything. Like, I'm not tripping. This lady is off. Even when it came down, so I remember I did something about her going to jail and shit. And I said that it was gonna be the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse showed up. So that means it's going to be drawn out, right? So, but as I was speaking, I was like, well, is she even going to show up? Well, eventually she stopped showing up. And that's why she got a warrant. But she told me I was a liar. But whole time, of course, a liar is going to tell somebody they're a liar. It's projecting. But oh well, it is what it is. I mean, what more y'all want? So at this point, it's about who you want to believe. Do you want to believe a bitch who outright purposely lie to y'all for cash? Or do you want to believe a bitch like me who just enjoy her channel and just enjoy doing intuitive readings and it is what it is? I would never lie. I would never want to intentionally lie to anybody. I like y'all. I don't want to intentionally lie. I just want to sit there and just have a good time and read, and whatever comes out, comes out. If it comes to pass, it comes to pass. If it don't, it don't. I don't got no problems with nobody. I don't have no vendettas to lie on nobody. And in fact, I actually watch people. Oh, thank you, baby. Oh, thank you, Dorcas. I actually watch other people. I don't even have a beef with anybody on YouTube per se. I really just don't. Like, I'm an avid watcher of YouTube because I work a lot. And you guys are YouTubers, content creators can be very entertaining. And they do help the day go past. So, yeah. So, I ain't got no problems with nobody. And I want everybody to be great on some real stuff. But I don't even have a problem with Jaguar. I just wish that she'd just tell the truth instead of a story. Because I do believe that if she told the truth about her real experiences, and she's honest about them, I think that a lot more people will be open. And she thinks she got a big following now. She'd have a major following. Okay. If she was just real honest instead of just feeding into the narrative that pays her. But that's what I got, y'all. I ain't talking about that lady no more. Yeah, most of them are problematic. Yeah. They're just like her, but talk about her. Yeah. But I love y'all for real. I'm about to get off, y'all. It's getting late. My dog is getting restless. He ready for me to go upstairs. He at the steps, like looking at me, whining. So I need to take my butt to bed. I gotta be at work tomorrow. So you guys have a great night. And if you guys have a job, I hope that your experience tomorrow is great and the day go past fast and you come home and love on your folks. But I'll see you guys tomorrow because I'm going to be going live tomorrow. Again, I'm going to go live every single night and talk about something, and do a reading on something. So that's going to make me feel good. And I hope it makes you guys feel good. So like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you, Dorcas. Good night to you too. And God bless you. All right. Peace. And